redoing your workload architecture can be a pretty laborious task. And so a lot of customers will look for low-hanging fruit to do right away. And a couple of ways to try out right away is storage and table optimization. So when you're starting out with BigQuery, it starts you off with the logical storage billing model, which is based off of uncompressed data figures. And there's a second option in there called the physical storage billing model, which is based off of compressed storage figures. And so if your data store in BigQuery contains a lot of text-based data, logs, JSON, anything string-based, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to have a really good compression ratio, which means that if you switch over from logical to physical storage billing, you end up saving costs with your storage. And I can share this link here. Oops.
And that can offset some of the cost increases that you may see.
Yes.
Or that you may have already seen with additions or on-demand increases.
Exactly. And so, I mean, rarely would it offset the entire, increase in compute costs, but it can be enough to make a pretty decent dent to help mitigate some of those costs associated with the increase on compute for BigQuery additions. So yeah, I mean, looking at the figures here, logical storage is 2 cents per gigabyte per month. Physical storage says double of 4 cents per gigabyte per month. But if you have a high compression ratio, meaning more than a factor of 2, you end up saving money. And text-based data can compress by 5x or even 10x. And so you would see your storage costs possibly drastically decrease. Now, the physical storage billing model also works very well with table partitioning. That's where the table optimization comes in. So if you partition your large tables, say on a daily partition, right? Unmodified table partitions after 90 days automatically get rolled over to long-term storage, which is half the cost of active storage. So you can read from those partitions, but as long as you're not updating or deleting or inserting new data into a partition, it'll age into long-term storage and you end up saving even more on that front. So you kind of get, more bang for your buck that way. And even going even further on that, you can enable automatic partition expiration, so that your oldest partitions after X number of days, for instance, would automatically drop off of your table. And so you reduce the amount of data that you're storing on those tables, on a regular basis to help control your costs. So those are kind of, a couple of things that are low-hanging fruit that are relatively easy to implement to help with your costs. And and I'll share another link too. We do have a query.
Yeah, based on the script.
Yes.
I'm not sure I actually linked that in the additional resources just because there are so many resources we showed, but
yes,
we do
have a script on a publicly available GitHub repo that I just posted in the chat that will help you calculate those compression ratios to see if your tables are more than 2.0. If they are, then it'll result in savings for you.
But I remember that you do this at the data set level, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Apply physical storage, and you can't reverse. You can't go back to logical storage if you make the change.
Yeah, that's correct. You're kind of stuck going that way. So you have to make absolutely sure that you're that the numbers look right, so that when you pull the trigger, you're pretty sure that yes, it will save you money. Because there are certain scenarios where it could actually result in an increase in storage costs. So you want to be a little bit careful about that. The query that I just posted in there in the GitHub repo should help you make a pretty good determination as to whether this data set full of tables results in a net cost savings for you.
If you're a DoiT customer, you can just review this with us. You can just open a ticket. So reminder that these people here are not just available for break fix situations. They can also help you when you're trying to plan for the future, optimize, etc.
Yeah.
Here, maybe stop sharing the screen, and also I think you can mark the question as answered.
Perfect.
Great. Matthew, you're up.
Yeah, I will start answering. So